Hi mamas, so in this video I want to share with you how to check yourself for diastasis recti. So a couple things that are indicators even before you check. If you look at your belly button, it usually kind of gives you a good indicator whether or not you might have diastasis. If you used to have an innie belly button and now it's an outie, that's probably a good sign. Or if your belly button's really saggy or flat, that is a good sign as well. For me, I always had an innie, and now my belly button is more flat, and it is a little bit because of the still slight gap, the slight diastasis recti that I have. So basically, just to kind of describe to you what diastasis recti is all about, when you look at your core, you have the abdominals on either side, and then down the middle is your connective tissue. And so diastasis recti is when that connective tissue is stretched out and then it hasn't come back together. It hasn't healed back together. So a normal diastasis or a normal abdominal wall, you will have a slight, there will be a slight feeling of two abdominal sides. So almost like if you feel your knuckle, if you were to put your fingers there, you can feel abs on one side, abs on the other, and then just a small amount of tissue in the middle. That would be a normal healed abdominal wall. Now diastasis would be a wider gap where you can put your fingers in the gap and even push down and it's kind of squishy. So the way that you're going to check for this, I'll demonstrate for you, but you're going to check with your fingers going horizontal and then also vertical. So the horizontal is going to tell you how wide the gap is, and the vertical is more how deep that it is. So I'm going to move my phone so that I can lay down here and show you how to check. So once you lie down on your back, you're going to lie down on your back here. Your knees are bent. So my knees are bent. You can't quite see my knees here, but my knees are just bent and they're flat on the floor. And then I'm going to just tilt my chin up. So I tilt my chin to my chest, and then I keep my core soft. I'm not really doing a crunch. I'm just lifting my head. It's a head tilt. So then I'm going to put my fingers in, and I have about a 1.5 finger gap. So as I push my fingers down in the middle of my belly button, I can feel the abs on the right, the abs on the left, and then there's a soft proportion in the middle. That's the remaining diastasis recti that I have. And then I'm going to take my fingers vertically and push down in. Now, if you can only push a little bit and it doesn't really give, then you're probably pretty good. It's not very deep. If you can push all the way in and it's super squishy, that's when you've got the trouble. Now, what you want to do is check right at your belly button, which will be the widest spot, and then you're going to relax your head down, and then you're going to lift your head again. You're going to check right below the rib cage at the top, and I don't have any there, and then put my head down, and then I'll check down below in my lower pelvic area, and I have just a tiny bit. I can feel the abs, but it's very firm in the middle vertically, so I know that it's healed at the bottom. So it's very normal for the belly button area to be the widest because that's right where your baby sits, and it really gets stretched out there. And then the top and the bottom are generally, in most cases, going to be tighter. So when you're checking for diastasis recti, like just to review, you want to go across, kind of notice how wide it is, and then go vertically and notice how deep and how squishy that it is. So that's how you check for diastasis recti. I hope this was helpful. Comment if you have any questions.